Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media. Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. Today's episode takes us to familiar country, a state in the United States that we've discussed and is currently having significant bear population management problems. The geography and topography around Durango, Colorado in Plata County is high elevation and acts as a transition zone between semi-arid regions to the south and the mountains to the north. The landscape is largely low-growing brush like sagebrush and desert grasses. The famed Four Corners area is just to the south a bit and is where Colorado, Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico meet in one spot. The Animus River runs right through town, which is quite an interesting twist in our story. One definition of the word animus is hostility or ill feeling, and that seems about fitting for our story today. Laney Malavolta was 39 years old on April 30th, 2021. Her home was just north of Durango, toward the transition zone we talked about earlier, from desert to mountains. She was a proud graduate of the University of New Mexico and cherished spending her time outdoors, whether it be hiking or camping. Open spaces and faraway places drew her with an enchantment that seemed spiritual in its origins. She was an intelligent woman who found success wherever she applied herself. She loved working as a wine sales representative at the Republic National Distributing Company and hosting events with her friends. On the date in question, Laney decided to take her dogs for a walk on some private trails that she was allowed to use. She was near the Whispering Pines Bible Camp near Trimble Lane, just west of the 5800 block of County Road 203. As Laney walked along the trail, she probed deeper into the local patch of the woods. She had her 2 dogs with her, so she wasn't too concerned about entering this stand of timber, as it always brought her peace and a sense of ease when she went there. She was enjoying the walk when her dog started barking and acting upset. She glanced up and looked into the eyes of a female black bear and her 2 yearling cubs coming straight at her. Justin Rangel was Laney's boyfriend and was working later than normal. He arrived at their home they shared about 8:30 in the evening and found their 2 dogs standing around in the front yard. This was a strange scene to him and was not ordinary to find them this way. He knew that Laney would usually take the dogs for a walk, but she would always put them back in the yard and take their leashes off. After searching the house, he knew he had to find her immediately. Justin quickly headed to the area he thought she may have gone, the private trails near the Bible camp. As he searched on the paths and tried to find her, he came across a lump in the duff that didn't look right. As he approached this mysterious lump, he could see legs sticking out. He soon realized he had discovered Laney's battered and bruised body covered in leaves and plant debris and dirt. He immediately called the authorities and requested they come to check this situation out. The authorities showed up and collected data and samples of everything they thought significant at the attack site. At first they thought a cougar might have been the culprit, as they sometimes cache a body of something they've killed in a similar manner bears do. I think it is also possible that they simply hadn't seen many black bears in the arid locations and didn't suspect an animal they hadn't seen much. However, they did find an abundance of bear fur and scat in the area. Tracking dogs were brought to the attack scene and followed the scent trail of the 3 bears a short distance. They immediately euthanized the trio and performed necropsies to understand their involvement in the attack. The 10-year-old sow and one of the 2 yearling cubs with her were found to have consumed portions of Laney's body. The other yearling cub was found to have no human tissue in its digestive tract, but undoubtedly watched the attack and consumption, and may have acquired the concept of humans being food through the process. The Plata County Coroner performed an autopsy on Laney's remains and found that she had severe lacerations on her neck, and that part of her body was consumed by the bears. The coroner found that the bear took Laney down by clenching her neck in its jaws and then threw her back and forth. The damage done during this action was reportedly extensive, but the interesting part is that she was ruled to have died from perforations to her neck. Her death was ruled an accident by Coroner Mark Arnold. Diane Dunny lives in the area off of County Road 203, and she said that she's witnessed bears eating out of local orchards and that locals just try to get along with the bears as best they can. Bear numbers in the area are apparently at a point where they are being crowded into rural neighborhoods due to competition for resources from stronger bears that control prime territories. Every source of information I found cited that bear attacks in Colorado are extremely rare, pointing out that there were only 3 fatal bear attacks at this time out of 85 total attacks since 1960, when records first began. Laney's attack was the 4th bear attack fatality, with the prior being on a resident of Ouray, Donna Munson, which we've already covered. Any bear involved in an attack on humans or who are deemed to have consumed human flesh, even if their death wasn't due to an attack, is viewed as a potentially dangerous bear. Corey Chick, who is the regional manager of the Colorado Wildlife Agency, stated that any bear that is not afraid of people is a dangerous bear, and that a sow will teach her cubs to predate on humans instead of avoiding them. Justin Rangel, Laney's boyfriend that found her body, called her his northern star and the love of his life. He described her as a lifelong adventurer and said she loved being outdoors. She's thought of fondly by her community and friends and is missed dearly. I can understand the possibility that Laney and her dogs ran into a sow with cubs and the mother killed her, protecting them from what she thought was a threat. But adding in the consumption throws this entire case into a realm of being a predatory attack. My questions to you are, do you think the bear attack was predatory or simply a mother protecting her cubs? Do you think the cubs would have a high likelihood to predate on humans? Are the authorities responsible for reducing bear numbers in areas occupied by humans as a precaution? Should people living in areas with high bear populations be required to remove or fence in fruit trees? Why didn't Laney's dogs protect her? I look forward to reading your answers in the comments section. A special thanks to our Patreons: Dina White, Cole Rodriguez, Cruise Control, Aurora, April Donovan, Ryan Cernicki, Char, Chris Marlar, Wayne Washington, Fluffy Feet, Cheyenne, Greg Schaefer, and Drone Adventures. Your decision to help support us is very appreciated. If you care to join our Patreons, the link is in the video article. Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks, and as a valued member of our human community, I hope you remember to be careful out there, especially in bear country.